Hey guys, good evening. Hope you're well. So now let's talk about something, okay? It's been an interesting couple of hours since one of the last posts that I made where I talked about putting my sons in sports because I was solo parenting and just like been a flurry of activity. Oh, you don't need to talk about it. You can just keep it silent. A couple of my mom's friends calling and saying there are so many people too who are this person's daughter, all of them too had issues around this, but everybody's keeping it quiet. And I just feel sad. I feel very sad at just how our society is, our African society, how the mentality, and also I feel sad, but I also understand. I truly feel like some people have been called to just be able to be open. And I truly feel like I've actually been called to be an open person, because even when I do try to like keep things, covered, private, it's just not wired in me that way, because I genuinely see the need to share because I want other people to know what is ahead. I truly, genuinely am unable to just cover things because I truly see the need to help another person, to talk about it, because there is a part of me that feels like I wish I knew this thing. Like I wish I knew what I knew now. Like I wish I knew it then. I wish I saw someone that could have told me, could have encouraged me, could have alerted me to what was ahead. So because of that sense of duty, it's hard for me to keep quiet about certain things, especially if I've gone through it, I've come on the other side. I don't see the need why we need to be hiding so much. I cannot see the reason why. Yes, I'm on this journey of solo parenting and I'm parenting 3 energetic boys. I don't know anybody else that I can speak to about it. I don't know anybody else who has the same unique path that I am, where I'm working, trying to raise them in the way of the Lord. And because I don't have that, and I want to speak about it, I'm there to share that journey with anyone who wants to come on that journey with me. And there's absolutely nothing there. However, we have all this. Are you guys serious? And I had to actually sit my mom down. And I was like, Mom, like, I don't understand. You guys are so weird. Like, I feel like, okay, I remember reading a book by one of my favorite authors who happens to be around, not my mom's generation, because she's way older than my mom. She died at 70 something in 1997. So she's way older than my mom. My mom just turned 65. But I'm talking Buchie Mecheta, one of my favorite writers. I remember reading one of her books, In the Ditch, right? I read it in 2022, in the middle of being in a really formless situation. When the Bible says it was without form, that was the situation I was in. It did not have any form, right? And this book that I read was Auntie Buchi writing about the exact situation that I was in, that she also went through when she was in the UK. Like, I think she was like 22 or 24 with 5 kids. She was living in a refuge, and she wrote about this story in that time, in like 1970 something. Right? And this is Auntie Buchi writing from that time, and everything she was writing was resonating. She had a social worker, she had, support worker. I was like, what? Everything she was writing, it was resonating. And I was like, this woman is talking to me from the grave. Like, she's talking to me from decades back, from the grave. And me, I'm here in the future, 50 something years after, going through that same thing. And if I want to talk, just hey. I was telling my mother, do you people realize that this, like, people like this Buchie Mechata now that has documented her journey, talked about it, she shared her story on BBC, I'm sure they were looking at her like, Waranya, she's so wild, can't you just keep it quiet? Are you people serious? What about posterity then? What about your legacy? What about the people that are coming ahead? All this fear, everybody has fear, just cover up. What are you covering? What exactly are you covering? We will cover until some people will leave the world. The stories will die. Before you know what's happening, the story will morph and have tail and have ear, and it will be something else. Please, speak your story. Write your story. In fact, because the truth is that I'm going to live to 100 years in Jesus' name. My eyesight will not dim. My natural strength will not wane. However, I do want to have something that if anybody, my great-grandchildren want to think about, oh, I've heard about great-grandma, you can come on my YouTube page. You can come on the internet. You can see great-grandma's line of reasoning. You can see great-grandma's thought patterns. You can see, oh, this was what she believed about equality between men and women. Oh, great-grandma was not the kind of person to stomach some kind of... This was her reasoning pattern. I want there to be bits of me that you can see. So when my dad died, I feel like all of these things began to really make a lot of sense to me, because my dad is really brilliant. I feel like he's very talented. He was a singer, he was a songwriter, he was a writer. He had so many facets of himself, but somehow I can't find it. Like, I can't really find those sides to himself, because it wasn't documented properly. Maybe it wasn't collated properly to have a form, a place.
So I remember one of my father-in-law's friends who died, and why I took interest in just a man's story was because he was the father of a lady that I knew from secondary school, Chidima Onuzo. So it was her dad. I think his name was, I think it's Chief Chudi Onuzo. I don't know his title. I know he's quite a dignified, learned man, but he was very close friends with my father-in-law. So I knew they had a ton of respect for the man. So like I would hear about him in passing. So it made me kind of take interest in the man. Another reason why I was interested in just knowing the kind of person the man was also his daughters who went to my secondary school were really brilliant, extremely talented, piano, dance, everything. So I was interested in knowing that, oh, okay, so they have an affiliation with this person. And, you know, because I already know the man through his kids, I knew that, okay, this man has to really be like a man of substance. Anyway, when he died, I don't know, I think I received like a link or so. I can't remember how that happened, but I know that I went on that link, and it was a link on YouTube. And it was like an old school gathering. I think he went to like a government college school, but like old timers, and they were like having like a group meeting. And in that video, he was talking about, it was a brief video just in the little corner of the internet, but he was talking about how he found Christ, how he met God. I think he even had an encounter. I was listening to this thing and I was just so amazed. Like, I didn't even know that the man was such a Christian. I know the snippet I saw really talked about a deep walk with God. It was brief, but in that brief video, you could see a snapshot of the fact that this man had a real walk with God, and his great-great-grandchildren in the future can come online at whatever point in their lives, and they will search up great-great-grandpa, and they will see that video of him just talking about his walk with God. I don't really know if he has other works, because I know that their family are very creative and artistic. It's possible that he has books. I don't know, but that video just maybe I don't have any video like that of my father. I don't have a video. I don't even have a recording of my father's personality, his brilliance, all the brilliance and drama, and nothing to remind me of him, or that I can go. It just really reiterates to me the need for us to be creating for posterity, be creating. So
I don't even know why I'm making this video. I'm making this video because I feel a bit disappointed, but I also hope that by making this video, I hope I'm also helping you to think beyond that. I said initially, I feel like some people have been called to be able to share these things easily, because I feel like the people who truly feel like, oh, I need to cover, I feel like maybe it's within them. There's that innate thing within them that is like, that doesn't allow, because I have some friends who have gone through even worse things I've gone through, and all of them are quiet, right? And I'm like, are you like, I remember speaking with a friend, and I know for a fact that her own mom went through like something really similar and has such an interesting journey as well with stories. And I'm like, for someone like me, I can't keep that quiet too. I cannot, because I can't keep it quiet, because in my mind I'm like, so many people are going to learn from this. So many, like, nobody is going to come and sit your mom down now from the future to say, please, can you tell me, okay, what were your thought parts? I remember then, even growing up, even in university, my friends used to tell me, you ask questions as if to say you want to write a book, because that's how I want to get into your mind. Like, so what happened? What were your thoughts when that was happening? Are you serious? So like, when you were going through that, how did you go through it? What was your mindset? Like, I really want to get into your head to know how you went through it. And that's also how I go through life. And when that is happening in my mind, I'm thinking, I need to share this thing, because a lot of times when I'm also going through those things, I also would have gone through a process of seeking for help, seeking for who has been here before, what has this person done, what have they done? Do you understand? So it's almost like a sense of duty, because when I was in that situation, I needed someone to hold my hand. I needed someone to talk to me and tell me, oh, you're going to come out of this. Don't worry about it. Just hold on to God. So please, I beg, Mona, just chillax. I don't even know if they use that slang anymore. Mona, chillax, and just let me do me, and the thing do you anyhow, then just log off. Just maybe remove me, or do you understand the hair? But that you now want to come and be policing me with tradition of Woche. You want to be policing me. Oh, I forgot to mention as well, I remember going through therapy in 2023. And I remember just speaking with one of the therapists and just narrating about growing up and some of the difficulties I had. about how it felt to me like I was born in the wrong environment. Don't worry, I'm not. I was born in the wrong environment in the sense that growing up, there were just things that I observed there that made me think I really just. It's not like I did not think that marriage was important, but I just really wanted to be successful because I felt like when I'm successful as a woman and I'm earning by myself, then it would give me the clarity and the ability to then maybe get a good husband. And it's a bit odd because it's not like my dad was a bad husband. Do you understand? But there was just that's imbalance in the relationship. That imbalance where the man is still patriarchal, they can still be arurala, you know. There's some kind arurala things I saw as a child. I'm like, I don't like this thing. I don't like that somebody will do this thing. I don't want it. Do you understand? So those little things made me, even as a child, feel like I want to have my own money. So when I was growing up, anything I want to do, even when I want to do event management training from like year one, the thing that I just kept hearing was, hey, don't come and do career woman here. Oh. Don't do career woman here. Just get me just get me. So there was just a lot of people just trying to hold you back. Hey, it's not here. Oh. You'll not do career woman. So it's like God has put something inside that child. That's what I was telling my mom. God has actually put something inside that child. That thing that you're seeing, that to you you're like, but this is not how we are doing here. Yeah, and everybody's keeping everything quiet. But this person is not like that because God has put it in me to say you will be able to share, and I'll put it in you that you don't even have shame. You will share it freely. You'll be able to talk where other people are so ashamed. You know, you will feel nothing to be able to talk about these things, and you will talk about it with wisdom. Oh, not that I'll just come and just be sharing my whole family secrets. Do you understand? But it's like you share it with wisdom. So I just feel like God put something in us, and then you find that some parents, just because of like tradition and culture, they really struggle. Because when I think about it, some of the things that my parents used to label me or just call me all sorts of things when I was young, like as young as these my children now, 7 years, 6 years, they had said calling me, oh, you're a black sheep, you're this, you're that. Because maybe I was just expressive. I was not cowering. I was not. Do you understand? Now that I have kids, sometimes I'll be like, what could I have possibly been doing to make anyone just be saying all those kinds of things to me? And I was quite sensitive, so those things used to really get to my spirit. Even then, the kind of women I'll be looking up to were people like, you know, whenever I'll see any woman who was doing anything remotely just outside the people around me, just remotely different, I'll be so inspired. My man, I'll be like, God, that's hard. And I feel like that now really affecting me in the sense that it felt like I was looking, I don't know whether you remember, there was a video that I said I sort of used to almost operate with an orphan spirit, where you're looking up to your mentor to sort of provide that parental role, fatherly role, motherly role. And it's not just any mentor. It will be a mentor that really typifies that person, that picture that I wanted as someone that was over me. Do you understand? Someone like maybe like Chimamanda now, it's just, you know, she's young, but like, you know, someone that was like Chimamanda who was bold enough to stand for what she, like someone like even Buchi Emecheta who was bold enough to stand for something and just stand in it and not care. Like those were the kind of people the kind of women I was like, that's who. And then, but then it seemed like the people I had were all these people that were like, no, you will kneel down, you will beg, you will, shakayaba. It used to just feel like this has to be like a punishment. This has to truly either be a punishment or a test of what is inside you. So I just feel like I'm just in a place where I'm like, you know what? I've done the one that you people wanted me to do. I've married. I've done everything in the fashion that you people wanted me to do it. I've knelt down. I've been such a foolish person. I'm done. Like I'm done. And now I'm just going to do me. I'm just going to be me. I'm just going to be free. And I would be doing it with the fear of God. I'll be doing it also walking with God. So it's not like, and I told my mom that things could have been worse. I could have been online promoting all sorts of lifestyles. I could have been on, but the person is in faith. The person is in faith, walking with God. Just be thankful to God. It could have been worse. It could have been worse. It really could have been worse. So anyway, I just wanted to talk about that. I've gotten out all the thoughts that I had in my mind. I've talked about the therapy one. I've talked about Chudi Onuzo. I've talked about my dad. I've talked about Buchi Emecheta. I've said everything I wanted to say. So please put it all together and figure out what this video is talking about. Bottom line is create pieces of yourself. Like live yourself. Live enough of yourself, whether it's in a book, in a blog, in a vlog, on YouTube. I feel like it's important for us to leave ourselves for posterity's sake, should Jesus tarry. But I don't think Jesus will tarry anyway, because I know that the rapture is around. It's just around the corner. So give your life to Christ if you haven't given your life to Christ, okay? All right, bye.